Hello, good evening, and welcome to this taste challenge. We have two blend Scotch whiskeys, and I'm going to tell you about these right now. This has a cream colored cap, and it has a green plaid neck label and body label, and it is called Inver House Green Plaid Very Rare Scotch Whiskey. Well, for Southeastern Louisiana, it is very rare. I've only seen it at one store, Dorgnax, which is where I bought it. It was $11.99 for this liter bottle. I got a little bit left, you see. This was introduced in 1961. It shows a castle next to the sea with two lions. I don't know what that's got to do with anything. It's aged 3 years, the minimum. Can't go younger than that and be whiskey in Scotland. It's 40% alcohol, a blend of superbly light, 100% rare. They're 100% rare Scotch whiskies distilled and blended in Scotland and bottled in the United States by Barton Imports. And then it says, we love to hear from our customers. Sazerac.com. That tells you who the parent company is. Liter bottle, once again. FD says, almost finished with the bottle. Money well spent. Yes, I agree with that. Clear bottle, introduced 1961. Funny thing is, if you get on the Inver House website, they don't list Inver House Green Plaid. They list all these other products, but not this. So I don't know what the deal is. Like, they say, oh, Inver House Distillery, we're so serious. And no. But they don't talk about that, this product. So it's like they don't have there's no connection. I guess they put it under Sazerac's umbrella and they ship it to them and say, you do what you want. And we're going to let it be your baby. And they say, oh, okay. There are some people that have done videos for this product, so it's around. It's not really widespread. It's not really well known. It's been kind of like living at the bottom for 61 years. How long does it usually take you to finish a bottle? Must last for a few months with all the tastings. Yeah, usually about 3 years. Lasts about 3 years because I got to go through all the different styles. So once I'm finished with blended whiskey, then it's off to brandy. That's going to take a while. Then it's off to rum, gold rum this time. Then tequila, going to be dark gold tequila. Then mezcal. That doesn't last too long. I don't have much backstock, but it will last, so, a week. And then then we'll wrap back around to rye whiskey. See? Then bourbon whiskey. Then blended American whiskey. Then Canadian blended whiskey. Then Irish whiskey. Then single malt Scotch, then blended Scotch. So see, it takes a long time to get back to the style. Okay, that's... Oh, the main one that's been in the tournament this past week is Cutty Sark Prohibition Edition. Cutty Sark Prohibition Edition, introduced in 2013, 100 proof, no age statement, and it is non-chill filtered. Okay, price. They're both liter bottles. Good, so I don't have to do any conversions and all that. Liter bottles, $11.99. $27, like $26.99. I think it was no 99. It was just like 27 even. But some keeps telling me I paid 23 for it, and I'm like, I don't know. It seems too low, but it's a liter. But if you look on Total Wine and More right now, a regular size bottle is $29.99. $29.99. So I got a liter bottle for 27, or it might have been 23. But I saw it at Acquista Paste. They had a whole pallet of it. I was like, I gotta buy it. 3 years per bottle. Wow, that is dedication. I know, or insanity. That Coor says Inver House is my default, quote unquote, house Scotch for the price. I can't complain. See, somebody likes it out there, folks. All right, here we go. Make sure I got my label straight. Good. So Inver House, it's not made by Sazerac. which makes sense considering Sazerac does not own any distilleries in Scotland or Ireland. But they have, headquarters and they have contracts with people. You know what I'm saying? They have a distillery in Canada, Montreal. Kansas City Southern Railroad's coming down the track, eastbound. Every evening at this time, they're coming down. Usually right on time, too, right after 6 p.m. In the morning, westbound, about 5:35 a.m. So you get a nice dark brown, nearly black bottle. I mean, it is black for all intents and purposes. You'd have to get it under direct sunlight to see the brown. Since 1923, true story. This is when it was owned by the Edrington Group, but they sold it to Glen Turner, which is part of La Martinique of France. And 100 proof. You don't see too many scotches at 100 proof. Right. It's dark relative to the other one. So amber, this one is pale straw. Pale straw. Approaching gold. So there you go. That was a short train. Sometimes that'd be long, long. Got nice weather here and need rain, but the weather it is nice, but we do need rain. I think that's going to happen in 2 days. God willing. Now, closer to the river, we have the Canadian National Railroad. Goes all the way to Canada, too. True story. It's owned by the Canadian company, and it goes all the way from Gulf to Hudson Bay, I believe. And from Atlantic to Pacific. Well, you can look at these maps. They got railroad maps. I'll show you where they go. Smells like honey. Fermented grains. Smells nice. Now this one smells like, it smells like sugar water. Sugar water and nougat, like you get in a Three Musketeers bar. And some kind of oak barrels. Oh, I'm thinking that's the Inver house. A little unusual. Let me not look. I don't want any visual clues. Okay, FD says, based on your current backstock, I think you could continue your current reviews with no rations for 10 years, even if we went to a world war or nuclear winter and all alcohol production stopped. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. I don't want to be like those people in Beneath the Planet of the Apes, living in the subway. But wasn't that Victor Buono who was the head of their little group? All right, anyway, but really, that's no joke. I really could do that. I'd run out of mezcal, though. I don't have enough mezcal backstock. But everything else, it's insanity. Hello, Ron. Maxwell, it's time for you to go to sleep. It's the middle of the night for you, isn't it? Not, is it not? All right, here we go. Thanks for watching, though. Kind of a thin flavor, kind of watered down. Not bad. It's no like off, like nastiness or anything. Off flavors or it's just kind of thin, watery. Must be the Inver House. No burn though. You think 3 years old would be burny, alcohol-y, but no, it isn't really. A fuller flavor, a stronger flavor, a bolder flavor. Honey top sourly bread, a little of that compost pile. Yes, this has got to be the Cutty Sark. I'm calling it. It is. Got it. Now, so got it right. Now, is it really worth? See, I'm giving you prices I paid. The prices I paid are not really accurate. But I'm going to go with what I paid because, you know, that's what I paid. So $15 better? Yes, I suppose it is. I think Cutty Sark is $15 better. Yeah. I'm talking about the Prohibition repeal now. I don't know about the regular Cutty. I like regular Cutty Sark though. It's a really serious product. Yeah, this is just like sugar water, some mild bread dough, which would be the, you know, that's going to be the malt whiskey, the single malt whiskeys. And then you get a little of the like fermented cereal grain, which would be your corn liquor, your grain alcohol. You say, oh, it's just grain spirits. It's grain spirits. Yeah, right. I get that. But if you age it in an oak barrel for 3 years, then it's Scotch. You say, why? Because you did it in Scotland? Exactly. If you did it in Canada, it'd be Canadian whiskey. I hear these people saying, that's brown vodka, brown vodka. Well, they said that for American blended whiskey. Well, you could make that argument in a way. It would not be accurate, actually, because they're using unaged grain spirits. They don't have to. That's not a rule. It's an allowance. They're allowed to use up to 80% unaged grain neutral spirits, okay, which is not the same as vodka. Vodka is made from that in most cases, or is allowed to be made. So, but they're not the same because they have two different listings on the Tax and Trade Bureau website. But you say, yeah, but I'm content to be a jerk. I'm just going to say brown vodka because it makes me look cool and like I'm educated. It does, but but for people that investigate things more deeply, it doesn't make you look cool or educated. It's more like insipid and flip and snooty. But now if you want to say, oh, that's just brown grain neutral spirits, okay, now you'd be accurate because it is probably brown coloring, you know, caramel coloring, and only 20% straight bourbon. That's your American blended whiskeys, such as like T.W. Samuels. Apparently there's an Ezra Brooks blended, but I have not seen it. No, I did see it somewhere. White label. I didn't buy it. I had too much other stuff I had backstocked. Bellows blended and all that. But see, in Canada, it wouldn't be that. See, when people call Canadian whiskey brown vodka, that shows their ignorance. Because all Canadian whiskey has to be aged at least 3 years. They cannot use raw grain spirits in the blend. Or, I mean, they can put them in the blend as long as they're aged for 3 years subsequent, you know, to that. But there are people that have this like fanatical obsession with Canadian whiskey. I mean, hating it. You know, they're like, oh, I hate it. And I say, well, we weren't even talking to you about that. But thanks for letting me know you hated it. Not that you've given it much of a chance, but we'll put that in our notes. They are making a new Planet of the Apes movie. I'm sorry to hear that. Nice call, Ron. You really know your stuff. Well, I would like to believe that. Very refined palate, but some people would object to that classification and would take issue with it. Oh, how about Tulane's 5-1 team? Almost top 25. Yeah, I'm happy, but they have a history of bombing out. So now if they win next week on the road at South Florida and go to 6-1, then it's legitimate, and you could start to think this could be real, But we got to take it week by week. Louisiana Lafayette can't sustain last year's success. Well, they lost their head coach. He went to Florida. So, yeah, they might bounce back. Saints need to get a new quarterback this season. Is over already. No, it's not over. They're 2-3. No NFL team's season is finished when they're 2 wins, 3 losses. They got 12 games left. 12 and 5 is 17. No, it's not over. Not over by a long shot. Not even close. Now, obviously, you want to keep winning. Inver House. I don't see why people would hate this product. It's not bitey. It's in no way harsh. It's basic in the flavor. Like there's a little paperiness, but not much. It's just like grain spirits, but like I say, they're aged 3 years. But it could be, it's used barrels, so it's not going to impart a lot of char or rich oak and all. But it's there, and there's a little doughiness from the single malts. Now, if you said to me, yeah, but they're using the cheapest grain whiskey, they're using the cheapest single malts, they're blending it together, aging it 3 years, and then they're selling it. Yeah, I would probably agree with that. That's probably what they're doing. That's why it's $11.99 a liter. And that's not the cheapest. I can beat that very easily. May not like what I get, but I can beat it. I can get the Winn-Dixie blended Scotch whiskey. Handle bottle. Probably for $16.99. With inflation, your money loses its value, so you can buy less for more. And that's a good deal the government's giving us, right? They're letting us buy less for more. Thanks, USA. Did a great job wrecking the economy. To me, says Buckcourt, Inver House is the Evan Williams green label of Scotch, just a basic cheap Scotch. Okay, I was thinking about buying. I was thinking about that yesterday and today, buying a bottle of Evan Williams green label, which is kind of like Inver House. Evan Williams is so proud of their green label, they don't even mention it on their website. If you get on the Evan Williams website, you would never know that green label exists. They don't refer to it, they don't discuss it, and they do not mention it. But I know it exists. I saw it on the shelf Saturday before last. I was there. I saw it. So Inver House is so proud of the green plaid, they don't bother mentioning it. The Cuttysark is so much more developed. Now, I'm not going to say it's perfect. You can pick up that grain alcohol flavor in it. It comes through. You say, you mean like corn liquor flavor, like just like pure grain ethanol, what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you can kind of detect that. But it's a pleasant thing. And I saw a few videos, not many. I saw a few videos where people were dogging it, like Inver House. Cuttysark. It's terrible. It's the worst. This stuff is a fail. I read some reviews like that. I'm like, I don't know what they're drinking because I'm not tasting any of that. No. It's a nice, pleasant product. Is it worth the $27? Yeah, I'm glad I paid $27 for the liter. Would I have paid the $33, $34 for the liter down the road? Or the 30 for the $750? Probably. But you see how they just kept putting it off. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'll get it later. Let me check on it. I'll check back on it. It'd have been that kind of thing, and nothing would have ever happened. So when they baited me with that super low price, of course I jumped and I took it, and I'm glad I did. Oh, my shoulder's hurting. Panthers Rule says you. Yeah, how about Coach Rule? Oh well. This Cutty Sark is a winner. I mean, it's a winner. I'm going to give it almost total praise, not 100% praise, because I would rate it 100. You got to change your name on here now. Yeah, call it Panthers Interim. Panthers Interim. Would I recommend Cutty Sark Prohibition Edition? I certainly would. I definitely recommend it. Food Quigs said it's one of his favorite, inexpensive blended Scotch whiskeys. And he said, I bought repeated bottles, and I think you are going to buy repeated bottles. I probably won't, though, because me, I got to do this endless. And you could argue pointless. There is a point to it, but it seems to be pointless. Taste Challenge series. It's not pointless, but it seems to be. I was done with Matt after the 2020 season, though, to be honest, bro. Yeah, I can understand that. I'm just really pleased with it. I am really pleased with this Prohibition Edition. Now, would I like to try the Cutty Sark 12 year? Yeah, I can't get it. Would I like to try the real expensive ones that we can't get? Yeah, but yeah, you heard what I said. We can't get. So the only two Cutty Sarks we can get in this part of the United States, or maybe, well, not all, because I know in Georgia what we saw, but basically in this part of the United States is Cutty Sark. See that everywhere, of course. And the Prohibition Edition, which you see at some stores, not too many stores. People ask me, do they still make it? Yes, it's still listed on the website, which I would assume means they still make it. Now, what's coming up tomorrow? I think for Tuesday, we're going to do Cutty Sark Prohibition Edition versus the very famous, from 1889, I might add, Grant's Family Reserve, now known as Grant's Triple Wood. They changed the name recently. I bought the Family Reserve right before the name change. Grant's is going to get killed, but it's still going to do okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be okay, but it'll never compete with the Prohibition Edition. No way. And I'm not going to get it wrong. If I get that wrong, I'll be very disgusted, mortified, scared, afraid, and worried. But I can't see that happening. So now after I do Grant's, I got to do Clan Mcgregor. Clan Mcgregor is a secret weapon of Scotch. Because you say, Clan Mcgregor, I saw that in a store. It looked really cheap. The price was so low. Yeah. But don't fool yourself. It's a lot better than you would think it would be with the price point. And it's been that way since 1934. That's been their whole approach since 1934, selling it really low, but a pretty nice product. Clan Mcgregor, owned by Grants. That's why I would do it the second, because it's owned by Grants. And they have a website. It's a nice little website. They say it tastes like candy apple. No, baked apple. I didn't taste any baked apple, but that's what they say. But anyway, it's a pretty picture on the website. But and then we'll go on. I got the doggone Dewar's, white label Dewar's, 12 year. I got so many, and then we'll close it out and be on to brandy. But I got a lot of blended Scotch left to go. a lot actually. So it's going to be pretty exciting. Thanks, everybody.